This is my daughter, born during that time. Despite Alex poking her eyes for identification agencies, she survived in front of the beautiful young lady we see her today, a clone of her mother. I missed her 14th and 15th birthdays, but I will not miss another. I'm particularly hard on my son when it comes to the way he was treated the opposite sex, because I have a simple reason. Son, you have to be a prince, because I have a princess. I love you, son. After college, I was treated to a big steaming helping of officers' candidate school and then the basic school where I met two people sitting here today. Marissa Serrano has followed me around the Corps for over a decade now, and I can tell you, I got the lion's share of the benefits in that relationship. She too is an adjutant, and I've been outmatched at every turn from those long days at TBS to our eventual reunion here at the depot. Like so many stories about Marines, she will play a pivotal role in one of my final honors as a Marine officer. But before that, Leon, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to give you the wrong impression about my ability or inability to make friends and influence people, but I have to admit, I've not always been the most popular girl in the prom. Gary, I love you, but please make your comments. Just like Rob, someone put up with me, Floyd. Jesus had some kind of personality disorder that caused him to befriend the likes of me at TBS. He made me laugh with my face in the stomach ache. I was without my family, and go through 6 months of hard training, so you can imagine the level of jackass that was on the daily move. Leon came from Virginia for this today, and I deeply appreciate the friendship and Comedy Central style hilarity you possess. You, my friend, are by far the funniest person I have ever met. And I will pass on making any wise-ass comment about you because you are from New York, and you would be waiting for me in Wayne with a piece of rebar. After surviving the basic school and being assigned as adjutant, I was sent back to the desert. As though you wasn't bad enough, this time it was 29 pounds, where I have to admit I almost cried as I looked down the sparse base and saw the shimmering sewage ponds that is like Van Diemen. But I grew to love the desert once again, and what I didn't know was that I was about to embark on what I consider my best duty of my entire career, as adjutant in the 1st Tank Battalion. It was here I met two people who have become very dear friends. One of them is here today, Lieutenant Colonel Brent Marquis. Where are you, sir? Here you are. He came for 29 Palms and is his 3rd posting at 29 Palms. I thank you for befriending the Green Adjutant Lieutenant for the poker games, the runs to the desert, and for your lasting friendship over these many years. You have watched me grow from 2nd Lieutenant to Major, just as I've seen you go from Captain to Lieutenant and Major. That was a great promotion ceremony. Gotta love the Master Guns. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Phil Patch, who was my boss in the XO of 1st Tank Battalion. He started out as my boss, then as a running partner, and now a longtime friend. But as quirky as he is, I owe him a debt of gratitude for mentoring me as an adjutant and as a junior officer. Filthy Phil couldn't be here today, but he said I hope it's a great day for you. Don't start laughing eloquently more than you start crying. It happens most of the time. I guess I did such a good job, thanks, and they rewarded me with moving me into 7th Marines as adjutant. And after 18 months, I moved to the Naval Postgraduate School. I earned my master's, but the problem is that if you show up at Quantico from MPS or a master's degree, everyone assumes that you have a 10-pound brain. I felt as stupid as I ever felt. I was just certified smart according to the sheepskin on the wall, which makes walking the doors much more embarrassing. After serving in Quantico for a few years, and realized why they call that payback work. I got a call from out of the blue from who? No other than Marissa Serrano. I had not talked to her in years, and the first thing she bluntly said was, "You want command?" Hi, Marissa. She's Italian, folks. Not said. You have to understand, I'm national. We don't get command. We do staff work, and we get more staff work, and when we're done after that, we get more staff work. It's just our lot in life. So I jumped at the chance of extra command, which brought me out to San Diego. Before I left command, I had to go through a phone. So I sat up, and so I wanted to talk to you. I had to put one more person on the phone to get him to make a huge mistake by letting me be sent from the Golden Cup Command. Little did I know I was going to be the next Marine in my career that would have a profound effect on me, personally and professionally. Lieutenant Colonel Scott McLennan is here in the audience today. Sir, I want to thank you for putting your trust in me, for giving me the opportunity to lead the company of Marines, for all the advice you've shared with me, and most of all, for having terrible phone radar and letting yourself get beat. Folks, this is a guy you would go to get your answers. I was always amazed at your vast knowledge and your willingness to answer the stupid questions. And I had a lot of stupid questions. This brings me to his boss, the commanding officer of Headquarters Service Battalion, and the colonel that just happens to be the presiding officer of today's ceremony. Colonel Redford, you created an environment that I've only seen one other place in my 22 years of service, and that was at 1st Tank Battalion. The group of Marines we had here will remain in my memory as the team one could only hope for, and was in large part due to their leadership. You and Sheila have been role models as well as friends, as well as majors. Seriously, Karen and I have valued Sheila's. Thank you. It's also a real record and operating while I did appreciate giving up command at that time, I soon realized that you showed great faith in my abilities, and I was able to do a second ability that most adjutants never get a chance to see. It's just one more example of how I've been blessed by many of you sitting in this audience today. It was also during this time that I was fortunate enough to meet Sergeant Major Anthony Spadaro, today's Senior Staff NCOIC for this ceremony. I specifically asked him to stand by me today because I knew with him involved, I would not be tempted to revert back to my days as a Lance Corporal and screw up things 10 days till Sunday. When I was a young enlisted Marine, the only time I ever got to talk to a Sergeant Major was if I did something really good or really bad. So you can imagine what it's like for me to even be in the presence of such greatness today. If there is any catastrophically mistaken rumor that our staff NCO ranks are anything but world class, they only have to look as far as Sergeant Major Spadaro to see the folly of that misconception. If I continued my enlisted career, I would have had time to be a Sergeant Major. But when I speak to you, Sergeant Major, I realize I would still have a long ways to go. You honor me by being here today. Thank you, Sergeant Major. Also helping me out today is Major Paula Hayes, the narrator for today's ceremony. I met Paula when she was the OIC of the Wounded Warriors at the Bow Hospital, and it wasn't long before she met my wife Carrie, and we all became best friends. I don't know who adopted who, but however it happened, Paula has been a part of our family, and with her insane dog. Paula, I'm going to miss that little crazy son of a... I'll be nice. But seriously, thank you for all that you've done for our friendship, and I know our friendship will continue. Finally, as you all know, I just returned from a year-long deployment with my family in Saudi Arabia, and I can unequivocally say that it sucked. Besides the loneliness of missing my family, which is a given, I must point out that one of the worst aspects was that I was not with the Marines. Marines are not solitary creatures. We need other Marines, so the worst situation you can put a Marine in is to isolate him from other Marines. I would never wish to relive my last year, but it gave me a lot of time to reflect on my time with the Corps. What I came up with is something I can without a doubt impart with you as this final thought. I'm leaving the active duty ranks of the Marine Corps today, but I look in front of me and see where it all started, and I know that we as a Marine Corps still do it best. Make Marines and human values. As I exit the ranks, I can look over you and see the recruits behind you taking my place. I hope they get 8,033 days to serve this certification. And most of all, I hope they have the mentors, friends, leaders, heroes, and the family like you sitting here today to guide them, to support them, and to make each one of those days as special for them as they have been for me. I told you I'd be long-winded, but I also